We're not going to be able to save all our patients, but
How do you recharge?
I think there's a few different ways that I'll recharge. I mean, in between my shifts, many people that know me know that I'm a very active person. I do a lot of long distance running, especially if I'm really stressed. Maybe the run will be a little bit longer or a little bit faster. Making sure I'm actually taking time away from the hospital, though that's not always possible, especially when you're working full time. But there's also a lot of stuff I think that I do within a shift. It's very nice that I work in an area where I'm very well supported by my colleagues. I've got some really fantastic nursing colleagues, physician colleagues, allied health. So, after a stressful event, debriefing with them, formally or informally, gossiping maybe a little bit, just to relieve some of that stress, validate those feelings, and just taking my breaks. Like, if there's a big code blue, if you can, trying to take 5 minutes away, even if it is just 5 minutes, you can getting away from the bed space really helps. Like I used to work in the emergency department, for instance, and it was impossible to take breaks, but when you get that just 5 minutes away from the bedside, that's enough to reset. Obviously, longer is better, but
Yeah. Another question I have for you is, are there any lessons throughout your career you learned about protecting your well-being that you wish you had learned them sooner?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a few. I think early on, I was fairly aware that you really can't take things personally, right? I mean, I've always had this perspective, particularly working in critical care, that we're not going to be able to save all our patients, but the majority of them would not survive without our help. And so, yes, a lot of the times my patients pass away, and it's incredibly sad and incredibly tragic. But you know what? So many more of them would if we weren't providing that care. But you have to think about those positive experiences, people that we do save.
Yeah. You got to focus on the positives rather than the negatives, right?
Yeah.
Especially if your work is that you get the worst of the patients. Like they are in critical care.
Yeah. And then the final thing I'd say is it's really valuable, especially working in critical care, to know, to hear those stories, those success stories. I find it's really easy to, we do all this intensive care and maybe that patient does kind of okay and they make it to the ward, but we're still very pessimistic and we don't know because we don't see those success stories. So it's really valuable to, especially at least doing critical care outreach, I can go to the wards, I can pop in and see how well they're doing, if they are doing well, because you need reminders that there are successes.
Amazing. That's such a great point.